Shout out to all my Orange Box goodness, Gangstas, and Chugg lifers. It's your boy Ben Wayne, back again with another video, back again with another episode of All Trains Considered. Shout out to everybody who's been holding me down on Instagram, where I go 100% full throttle, 24/7, 365, especially on Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I have my live show called Train Talk Tuesday. And of course, if you guys have been supporting that, you know by now, Train Talk Tuesday is the home of Orange Box goodness, Blue Box bliss, Black Box beauties, and Purple Box perfection. So anyway, here with another episode of All Trains Considered. Today I wanted to do kind of like a maintenance themed video. I want to talk to you about track cleaning. I get this question a lot, so I want to talk to you about one of the greatest gifts ever to track cleaning. So this is what I use personally, and I've had it for probably 9 years now. This is the CMX Clean Machine. It is a solid brass, essentially a tank car on wheels with Atlas wheels. And you're able to fill it with pretty much whatever you want. Since this thing is solid brass, it is hefty in weight, and it does a great job. This is probably the best track cleaning car on the market. Now, with that being said, you're not going to get the best of anything for nothing. This does come at a high price point. Now, when I bought it, I want to say it was probably $2 something. But today I've seen it online at retailers for about $460. Now that is steep, I know, but it does make, light work of track cleaning. So if you have a large layout, or if you have a lot of hard to reach places or tunnels, I have like 3 tunnels on my layout. This thing will make your life easier because it's able to get to places far more easily than you would be able to. So I'm going to talk to you today about how it works and maybe why it's such a great investment. First of all, let me go ahead and read off some of the features. So straight up, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys that this is available in, I think, N scale, HO scale, O scale, obviously. I think there's even a G scale one. Correct me if I missed any scales, you guys who are familiar with this product. So right off the bat, let's read off the features. We have precision machine parts. Solid brass construction. Again, this thing it's pure brass. I even polished it maybe a year or so ago. I try to keep my fingerprints off of it because fingerprints will tarnish it, but a good brass polisher will bring it back to life. Solid brass construction. Atlas trucks and couplers, easy fill design, leak-proof valve and fill port. Heavyweight. This thing is heavyweight. You have quick change pads. Drag pads won't catch on switches, switch points, frogs, or anything else like that. Any other piece of track work, it'll go through the layout without any problems. Spill resistant, solvent proof design. Nothing is eating through this. Again, it is solid brass, okay? Yeah, both solvent and abrasive options. Large reservoir. Again, I filled this and I've been able to run it around my loop several times. Multi-directional push-pull. Controllable dispense rate, right? So let me talk to you about a few of those features. So first of all, if you want to fill this thing, you notice we have 2 knobs here on the top. This knob here is what you use to fill it, right? So you simply unscrew this. It's brass and it has a rubber gasket and you can fill it, right? So mine might be a little bit tarnished or whatever. I've had it for years. That obviously can be cleaned, but you fill it with whatever solvent you want. You can use nail polish remover, rubbing alcohol, acetone, 100% of each if you want. Now this knob here is able to, adjust the amount of flow, your flow rate. So you'll notice here under this pad, this knob will allow you to control the amount of drops, the drop rate, which goes onto this brass mount here that is then covered with this rubbing pad. So we have 2 pads. This one distributes the solvent, whatever you want to use, and then this pad kind of does the scrubbing and cleans it up, right? So the first pad is going to be the wet one. This one is dry, the second one, right? So again, it is a hefty design. And then as well, like I said, you do have pads. They're easy to remove. So they're clamped down on each side. You have these clamps here. You can simply feed the pad through here and get it to clamp down. So as you can see, brass construction underneath there. I'm not going to do both pads, but that's what it looks like. And it comes with, you know, quite a bit of this material here to help you be able to clean the tracks, right? So you simply unbox it and install it. It comes with everything you need except whatever solvent that you want to use. And again, installation is fairly easy with these clips. So this has been a fairly robust design in the several years that I've had it, right? So in addition, you can order some extra padding material if you want. I ordered this. I forgot where I ordered it from. It's relatively inexpensive, or you could, you know, use whatever material that you might find. I don't see anything unique about this. Kind of just seems like microfiber. You know, cutting a piece of microfiber cloth might do it as well. I haven't tried that, but I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work. So in my opinion, there's really no need to buy any additional padding. So what you have, or what you can find around the house, are microfiber cloths could be a potential solution, but it does come with a decent amount of padding. This is the first time I've had to actually buy some additional padding, which wasn't really necessary in the full time of ownership that I've had this track cleaning car. So with that being said, this is totally optional. It does come with more than enough to last you for quite some time. Now, like I said, you can either use acetone, nail polish remover, or alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I like to use, it depends on what I got going on. If it's been a while since I've cleaned my track, you know, I'll use something strong like the acetone, right? That will really get to it. Now, if I'm just doing a light cleaning, or if I'm doing a demonstration video like I'm doing now, you know, I'll just throw some rubbing alcohol in there and call it a day. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of this in here. And, you know, the CMX Clean Machine, it doesn't come with a funnel or anything. What I found is easiest to use is like a syringe. You want to get a syringe, order it off eBay or Amazon or something like that, or go to Walgreens and get one. And you can simply extract the alcohol or whatever you want to use from the cup using the syringe. And then you can simply put the syringe in this hole here and fill up your CMX Clean Machine. All right, so I'm going to do likewise. Now, one thing I will point out is you can leave the product in here if there's some left over when you're done, but I generally would not recommend that you do that. And the reason for that is this. Now, rubbing alcohol might not be as abrasive, right? You might be safe, but you always want to prevent having any sort of leaks or accidents, especially when you're dealing with electric model trains, obviously, right? So you want to prevent having any incidents like that. But if you're using a stronger product like acetone or nail remover, and let's say you left this on your tracks and you forgot to seal the car, so it stops distributing the product on the pads. Acetone, you know, those nail polish removers, they're very strong and they will eat through stuff like plastic. It won't damage your car whatsoever, but it could damage your layout if you accidentally, you know, leave it on there and it drops. It will melt your ties or your fast track or whatever it is that you're using. So you always want to be fairly careful and cognizant of, you know, did you use all the product or did you leave it on the layout? You know, the wisest thing to do is, you know, I usually keep mine on a siding, but it's empty, right? If you don't want to empty out the product, simply take the clean machine and put it on a shelf somewhere, right? Don't put it above anything that has paint on it, but, you know, store it on a cabinet or something like that. And that way you don't have to empty the product, right? So that way you're just being super careful. And as you can see, I'm still filling up the reservoir on the Clean Machine, so it holds quite a bit. And this is the O scale variant. It holds quite a bit. Let's see. Yeah, it's holding quite a bit. So I'm able to just hook this up to an engine and have it go around for quite some time. And, you know, don't leave it unsupervised. Just be around and let it do its work. Now, like I said, you can push or pull this thing if you want. But one thing you want to make sure is the wheels of the engine that you're using to pull this or push it, make sure the wheels are clean, because you don't want the Clean Machine to be working and then having the engine pretty much cancel out whatever work that you're doing, right? So clean the wheels of the engine, or make sure you just pull an engine from your roster that's ready to go and is clean. And then you can set it up to do the cleaning that it needs to be done. Jeez, I still got more room in here. So this thing gets heavier as you fill it, which makes the scrubbing power even more effective. Damn, still going. All right, let me just put in one more. Yeah, I remember when I first got this thing, I was like, man, it's so expensive. But I needed a solution, you know? There we go. I needed a solution. And I just said, let me go ahead and take the plunge and buy this thing. And I haven't regretted since. It's always been one of those really great tools that every time you use it, you're like, man, that was worth the investment. So I know, like I said, the price went up since I purchased it. I know $460 is steep. I know the hobby is expensive. Got a little leakage there. That's no problem. I know the hobby is expensive, but trust me, this is one of those things, when you buy it, you know, you're not going to regret it. You will not regret it whatsoever. So like I said, you can adjust the flow rate by twisting this knob here. Let me see if I can demonstrate it. See if you guys can see it dripping. Let's see. You guys should be able to see it dripping if you look hard. So if I want it to drip faster, I can open it more. So that's pretty much how you're able to control that. All right, so let me go ahead and get this on the rails and do some cleaning, right? I'm just gonna pull an engine, get an engine out there and connect it to this and let the CMX Clean Machine do its thing. That way my trains can run the way they were intended to run, nice and smooth. All right, let's go ahead and get this on the track. All right, so that was a review of the CMX Clean Machine. Again, this thing is worth the money. It has been a solid investment in the years I've had it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed having a tool that helps do the cleaning for me on my layout, especially since I have a floor layout. You know, this thing really comes in handy. I set it, connect it to an engine, let the engine run slowly around the layout for maybe 30 minutes, and you know, I'm good to go. And you can really, you know, see it doing its thing. You can see your trains running a lot more more smoothly throughout the layout, and it just really is an awesome thing to have if you have some hard to reach spaces. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, supporting the Instagram. Check me out on TikTok as well. I'll drop whatever my TikTok handle is. I think it is just Ben Wayne on there. Let me look it up while I have you guys here. Let me just look it up. You guys know I like to do things live and on the spot. I'll just look it up and save myself the editing work. All right, so yeah, Ben Wayne on Twitter. On TikTok. You'll see there where I post not only trains, I post planes, cars, helicopters, a little bit of everything there. Check me out on TikTok, okay? Until next time, I'm Ben Wayne, the Train Collector's Train Collector. I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one.